back to the early show. We have a nice crowd on hand.
Yes, I'm Maggie Rodriguez with Harry Smith, and we were showing all these signs earlier with our crowd asking you to vote. Did you figure out what they want us to vote for?
There's a viral marketing campaign that these kids are representing, and we're going to, that's called a tease. We're going to tell you what it's all about in just a little bit. So,
all right.
Hold on to your message just for a few more seconds.
Well, speaking of kids and the internet, kids who are plugged in, researchers have just looked at this issue. They studied how much time children spend a day either on the internet or watching TV or playing video games. And I do think that the results will surprise parents, because parents might think, yeah, my kid spends a lot of time on the internet, but they have to do homework on the internet. But you know how much time researchers actually found kids spend doing homework on the internet? Just 16 minutes a day.
Right.
So they're doing a whole lot more than homework, and we're going to tell you what else they're doing ahead this morning.
Also, the new senator from Massachusetts. Well, we played the tape a couple of minutes ago. You've probably seen it by now. You saw Tuesday night, Scott Brown told the world that his daughters are available, and they had the appropriate, oh, Dad, why'd you say that look on their faces?
The mortified look on their faces.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that a little bit more, too.
I wouldn't like it if my dad did that. But first, we want to check the news, take you inside to the news desk where Erica Hill is standing by. Good morning, Erica.
Good morning again, Maggie and Harry. Conan O'Brien and NBC making their painful divorce official early this morning, clearing the way for Jay Leno to return to The Tonight Show on March 1st. Now, the deal is set to include a more than $33 million buyout for O'Brien, who walks away, of course, after just 7 months on the show. It also provides another $12 million to be split by Conan's staff. The Wall Street Journal reports the deal also includes a non-disparagement clause, basically protecting the network from any further criticism by Conan O'Brien. After years of denial, former Senator John Edwards admitting this morning he is the father of an out-of-wedlock daughter. The former Democratic presidential candidate confirming he's the father of 2-year-old Frances Quinn Hunter. Her mother, Rielle Hunter, worked on Edwards' second presidential campaign. In a statement just released this morning, Edwards says, quote, "I will do everything in my power to provide her with the love and support she deserves." I want to get you caught up on the situation in Haiti now. Approximately 10,000 earthquake victims being buried in mass graves there every day. The State Department now says 38 Americans died in the disaster. Meantime, there remains a significant shortage of medical aid, food, and housing, and of course, significant need. Some 2 million people lost their homes when the quake struck nearly 9 days ago. What's still unclear this morning is just how much damage yesterday's powerful aftershock may have also caused. First Lady Michelle Obama enlisting the nation's mayors to join a campaign against childhood obesity. Mrs. Obama speaking yesterday to a meeting of the U.S. Conference of Mayors in Washington, noting the statistics on childhood obesity in America take her breath away.
1/3 of all children today will eventually suffer from diabetes. And in the African American and Latino communities, that number goes up to almost half.
The anti-obesity campaign gets a formal rollout next month. And speaking of campaigns, Cindy McCain, wife of Senator John McCain, appearing in a campaign which supports same-sex marriage. Her husband still opposes it. Mrs. McCain appears, as you can see here, with duct tape on her mouth and no H8 or no hate written on her cheek. It's part of a campaign led by a group challenging California's Proposition 8, which bars same-sex marriage. That law passed by California voters in 2008. Mrs. McCain's daughter Megan also posed for that last summer. Katie Couric now with a preview of tonight's CBS Evening News.
Good morning. More than a week after the devastating earthquake in Haiti, there are still incredible survival stories. Tonight, I'll introduce you to 2 such survivors now in South Florida who lived through their ordeal but will be forever changed. That's only on the CBS Evening News. Now back to the early show.
Katie, thanks. Dave Price is watching the rain, meantime, in Southern California this morning. Back now for another check of the weather. Dave, good morning.
It is 8:10. Welcome back to the early show. Parents, think about this. Many of our children spend as much time plugged into TV, music, and computers as they do sleeping. According to a new study by the Kaiser Family Foundation, children are absorbing a huge amount of media content every day. And that's reason for some serious concern. Welcome back to the early show. We got a lot lot of
There
kids
you go.
out here on the
Welcome
plaza.
back to the early show, everybody.
You know, earlier today we talked about kids and who are plugged in and spending too much time in front of the TV. Since we have so many kids out here, I want to take advantage to ask them a question, which is one of the questions that we asked in our Where America Stands series, which is coming up a little bit later. Should students get money if they do well in school? Surprisingly, it's split. Some said no. I thought they would all scream yes.
I think I would have
But
screamed
the
yes at
parents
that
over there
time.
are going, So we'll look at that and also where America stands on other education issues ahead this morning.
Also this morning, we're going to answer one of life's most challenging questions. How can the bedroom be so cold when the living room is plenty warm? We'll look at that with Susan Copen. And can I do something real quick?
Of course.
We've had this great crowd of kids out here all morning, and they're very involved in an organization called...
The Friendship Circle.
And what does the Friendship Circle do?
It gives kids with disabilities opportunities that they wouldn't normally have. It's a great organization.
And so why are you all out here? What do you want us to vote for?
VoteSC.com. It'll give us votes and we'll win a great competition.
Isn't that nice? That's nice. Thank you very much for stopping by this morning. Plus,
Mr. Brendan Fraser is here. Actually greeting a few of the folks who are here on the plaza with us this morning. Here this morning to tell us about his latest role based on a truly compelling true story. It's a great story, actually. So looking forward to hearing a little bit more from you this
terrific.
morning.
Dave's out in Southern California, and he has another check of the weather in a very soggy hillside. Take care out there, Dave.
Erica and I were noting how impressed we were with your yoga skills.
Yes.
Well, I'm sitting. Look at me.
You're sitting a little straighter.
It can be so good for you.
I was doing this one, and that one does feel good, but I don't think we can do the others
There are
anymore.
certain ones that are just not going to work for us right now.
But that one where you just hold your arm like that
Yeah.
to be able
This?
to.
Oh,
Right?
that's good stuff.
Does feel
Namaste.
good.
Namaste.
Now that we're Zen, we hope
That's
you have a
right.
Zen day too. Your local news is next.